Hey everybody, I'm James, and what I want to share with you is a tutorial on how to do a sun salutation, or what we might call a vinyasa, which is totally wrist and hand free. It's something I've taught and used with my students in open classes, but also on retreats when people have got shoulder, elbow, wrist or hand injuries as an alternative sequence. We're still going to fire up the same musculature that you would do through your chaturanga, your plank and your down dog, but I'm going to show you how you might substitute this sequence I'm going to share with you instead of a regular sun salutation or vinyasa in your practice. Let's give it a go. So what I want to do first is define what I mean by a sun salutation or a vinyasa. So watch me, I'm going to show you first. You may already know this, but this is going to be our starting point. We start off in mountain pose, standing on both feet. Usually we inhale, arms up. We exhale, fold down. We lift up halfway. This is where the wrists have to work. The hands come down and we step or jump back to a plank position. Then we have chaturanga. Then we have upward facing dog, again, pretty intense in the wrists. And then we have downward dog. It's less intense in the wrists, but still causes some problems. From here, usually we'll step or jump forwards, forward fold, perhaps lifting up halfway, folding back down, and coming all the way to stand. So what I'm going to share with you now is a way of breaking down each individual posture and movement in this vinyasa, in this sun salutation sequence, and replacing it with something that doesn't aggravate the wrists, but keeps a similar feeling in the body. So let's go through it together. If you come to the start of your mat, or the front of your mat, you might see it as the start, front of the mat, either feet together or hip distance apart. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, fold all the way down, so all the same so far. This time, as you inhale, lift up halfway, I'm going to invite you to come into chair pose with the arms forwards. We're going to hold here for 2 breaths. We're using chair pose to build a little bit of strength and heat that we would otherwise get in chaturanga, but we're not going to do chaturanga, so we're going to have to take a bit of heat here instead. Now from here, I'm going to step back with my left foot and bring my left knee down on the floor. So I'm in a lunge position. Now we're going to take what I call air chaturanga. So turn your palms forward, spread the fingers gently. Could you slide your shoulder blades down your back? And now lift your pubic bone up, draw the ribs in, squeeze the core on. Imagine you're in chaturanga now. And can you bend the elbows and slowly bring them into the sides of the body, squeeze them in, and push back. Okay, so that probably didn't feel super strong, definitely didn't feel like a real chaturanga, but we can make it feel quite strong in the arms by tensing the arms. So as you take the arms forwards, rather than just bringing them back, oh yeah, super easy, I want you to imagine that you're trying to push forwards a bit whilst you still bring the elbows in. So kind of dynamic tension, like someone was pushing your hands and you're trying to resist them. So from here, shoulders down, and then squeeze. Imagine you're pushing someone away. Go really slow, tense the arms, squeeze the elbows in, bring the elbows to the sides of the body, shoulders down, core on, and now push. Again, imagine you're pushing somebody away, and I'm shaking a little bit. I'm really using my arms. I'm getting hot. And then take a moment to release. So this is air chaturanga. What it's doing for you is it's creating the same movement pattern in the upper body, so you don't lose that muscle memory, mind-muscle connection that you might have worked on so hard in your practice up until this point. And sure, you're probably thinking, well, I'm not going to build as much strength doing an air chaturanga. No, you're not, but you can still work hard, right? You can still contract the musculature, you can still keep that neural pathway going, that pathway from your mind going into your body and your musculature, which tells you, this is what chaturanga feels like. So you keep that going. Let's do one more. Palms forwards, Air Chaturanga, my beauties. Elbows in, shoulders down, squeeze the core. Imagine you're pushing something firmly away. Go slow. There's your Chaturanga. Okay, you ready for upward dog? Tuck your tailbone under, squeeze your glutes. Keep your arms exactly where they are. And now start to lift your chest, arch the upper back. Keep tucking the tailbone under. Lean back. Do you feel it? You're in upward dog in the upper back and the arms. Straighten the arms, push the hands. From here, slowly release. Oh, let's do that one more time. So upward dog, push, tuck the tailbone, squeeze the glutes, lift the heart and lean into the upper back. So you strengthen the upper back and the core and then come back. Okay, from here, you're now going to step back and come to a kneeling position. A few different options for downward dog, which is the next pose in the sequence, right? So you could simply take downward dog with the palms forwards and press through the palms. You can take the arms up a little bit so you get that feeling in the shoulders. This is one option if you can't bring any weight at all into your wrists. Option 2. You could come down onto the forearms if that feels okay. And you could either stretch one leg back at a time, so you get the hamstring stretch from your downward dog. A couple breaths on this leg, a couple breaths on this leg. Or if your wrists can take it, you could take dolphin instead. So you might try this with me. Again, if it feels uncomfortable in your wrists, please don't do it. Take the other version. So this is our down dog substitute. When you're ready to come out of downward dog, once again come forwards, take the arms with you. And again, stepping the right foot forwards, step the feet together, forward fold. We're back here. Joining the rest of the class. Inhale, arms rise. Palms together, Samastatihi. Cool. So let's do it a couple times together, see how it feels. Hopefully you're up for it. So, mountain pose. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Breathe in chair pose. Take 2 breaths here, get a bit of heat, send the hips back. This time we're going to step back with the right foot just to even it out, knee comes down. Press your palms forwards, firm your abs. Air Chaturanga, resist, resistance is futile. Resist, resist, resist. Squeeze in, shoulders down and push. I'm squeezing my biceps like crazy. Shaking, shaking, shaking. Upward dog, breathe in, tuck the tailbone. And exhale, coming to a kneeling position. Option 1. Option 2, forearms down, stretch one leg at a time. Option 3, dolphin. Settle into your breath. 2 more, whichever variation you're in. And now, as you breathe in, come back to a kneeling position. Step the left foot forwards, followed by the right forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold all the way down like a beautiful waterfall cascading over your thighs. Arms rising, fingers reaching for the promise of healing in the wrists. Mountain pose. Let's go again, more fluidly. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, hips back, go extra low, get that heat. 1, 2, left foot back, palms forwards, air chaturanga. Squeeze the abs, squeeze the arms. Elbows in as you push forwards, exhale. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, your expression of downward dog, wherever that is, whether it's here or in dolphin or on the knees. 2 more breaths. When you are ready, right foot steps forwards and joining forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, shoulders back. Exhale, folding down, long legs. All the way to stand, palms together, hands to the heart. We're going to do this one more time just so you really remember the sequence. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, folding. Chair pose, nice and low, get a bit of heat on. Right foot steps back, back knee down. Firm the abs, squeeze the elbows, resist. Exhale, push, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, your expression of downward facing dog. Maybe it's dolphin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to step forwards with the left foot and joining forward fold. Halfway up again. Stick your tailbone up like you have feathers. Tail feathers, fall back down. Rise all the way up to stand. Palms together, bringing light, hope, courage to the heart. Samastatihi. Take a breath or two here. I'm a little bit out of breath, so I'm working doing that sequence. So you don't have to take plank or take chaturanga to build heat, to work hard. What we call co-contraction of the musculature, where you really squeeze everything as you almost resist pushing the arms in and out, can be quite challenging, and it's also super healthy for your joints. It's a way of strengthening the elbows, the wrists, and the shoulders without putting weight in them. So hopefully that makes sense. Maybe you can substitute that into a class that you might want to try that's, you know, not too fast, not too flowy, so you have time to practice that sequence. The other thing I want to show you now, last little tidbit for you, are what you can do as an alternative for plank and side plank. So often in vinyasa, there'll be transitions where you're moving from a plank or a side plank into something else. The most obvious solution is to come onto the forearms. Now I know that won't work for everybody, but really simple. If you are told to come into a plank in a class and you're avoiding the wrists, you take plank on the forearms. Very straightforward. Also, if you're told to come into a side plank, you can come onto the forearm and lift that top wrist. Beautiful and free, not needed at all. But what if you can't come onto the forearms? What if that aggravates the wrist issue or you have an elbow or shoulder issue? Instead, I'm going to show you a kneeling alternative. And we've already done the first plank. So the first plank is both knees down, palms forwards. Imagine you're in plank. Tuck the tailbone, squeeze your glutes, really firmly squeeze your glutes, give them a poke, pow, 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 they're on. From here, engage your abs as well, firm the abdominals. So this whole area of your body should feel like it's in a plank, glutes squeezed, abs in, strong. Palms forwards, draw your shoulders down your back, lock your elbows and push. As you push, you'll feel your shoulder heads move forwards a little bit and your chest will go a little bit concave. And I'm really squeezing my glutes a lot and I'm squeezing my abs. So I'm really squeezing everything. 3, 2, 1 and release. So anyone looking from an outside perspective would think, it doesn't look very hard. But you can make it as hard as you want to by really tensing and co-contracting the muscles. So what do we do for side plank? I hear you ask, rather. So side plank, similarly, what I'm going to do is rather than coming into side plank, I'm going to be on my knees. I'm going to take my arms out to the side. Guess where this is going? And say I'm side plank on my right hand. So I'm going to push my hand away. This hand is like it's up. So imagine I'm doing this, except I'm here. Push through the heel of the right hand. Draw the shoulder down. And now this is the tricky bit. I want you to pull the right side of your body in. So pull the right side of the body in, send your hips to the left, and you could even step out your left leg. So now as you push, there's a feeling of tension down the side of the body, like you're lifting the side of the waist off the ground. Imagine you were here, right? You're lifting. So really push, really pull the right side of the body in. And again, this arm's working quite a lot. So you could take that as an alternative. What this means is that you can still keep the pattern of your vinyasa, the kind of muscle memory of a plank, of a side plank, without putting weight in the wrists. Think of this as a temporary solution. It's a stepping stone that's going to help you have a bit more freedom in your practice, still be able to do your yoga which you love, but without necessarily aggravating the wrists. So I hope this is helpful. I imagine there's probably maybe some questions about this. Please feel free to type them below. I'll answer them as soon as I can. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. I know for the students I've worked with, this has been helpful when we've been on retreat and in workshop. All my love to you. Have a kick-ass day wherever you are in the world, and your wrists will be on the road to recovery in no time. Mwah. All my love.